Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This is a battle on the Berlin map, and we've got LooneyToonZ from Plebs Clan, formerly known as Mellow, using the T-22 medium tank. It's a Russian Tier 10 reward tank. It was originally only available through a special game mode, which got a lot of players banned for trying to rig the missions. That was taken out of the game. Then it was just brought back in the most recent black market, so it's now back in the game. So it's similar to, I guess, the 907 in terms of the turret design, but slightly different hull, and it's a fairly rapid tank. What Mellow's doing here is using a technique called reverse side scraping. So it depends on the type of tank you're using, of course, but what this does is allows you to present your tracks to the vehicles that you're shooting in, and then you obviously, although your rear is facing them, it's angled so that they don't see the rear of your tank. But it's good for tanks with spaced armor on the sides. So you can see here he's already taken a couple of hits, but soaked up damage on his tracks. And of course he might be tracked, but in this position here he's not likely to be overrun. In the case, let's have a quick look at the gun. Most of you won't be familiar with it. It's a low firing HE, because you wouldn't have a chance of penetrating. So 100mm gun, so very similar to all the Russian Tier 10 mediums. Average damage 320, penetration standard around 264, which is APCR, and 330 for heat. But the shell velocity for the heat, let's just compare that, is, lost that again, 900 meters per second for the heat and 1535 for the APCR. So actually pretty good performance of the APCR around there. But in any case, making a bit of mincemeat of the Tier 9s. In fact, this is one of those Tier 10 to Tier 8 games that they call 357. So 3 Tier 10s, 5 Tier 9s, and 7 Tier 8s. So we're continuing to try and play this area against the Tier 10, but not being very successful. So he's trying to side scrape, of course, which you can see. But each time he pulls out to fire his gun, then basically Mellow will have a shot at him, and he's about 1 or 2 shots away from being taken out, depending on if he gets a high roll or not. Now there's another T-22 medium on the other side, and Mellow's just changing his angles, just looking for other alternatives, but I think he's decided to leave that position. Oh no, there's a T-54 Mod 1 Tier 8 tank there, just trying to take shots at him. Get my diction going properly. And yeah, it's interesting. Is rounds bouncing off the T-54 Mod 1, but most likely that's the angle of the turret. There's a bit of bouncy armor on the 54 Mod 1. It's not bad for a Tier 8 actually. They're playing on the front lines previously, and there he's got some other opportunities to shoot, but he's decided basically to change his position. So, as we've said on previous videos of this map, this area is typically an area for heavy tanks to play, but he's already taken just over 2,000 damage out of this area, and now he's found the Jagdpanzer that he's managed to shoot, but he does take some damage in return. So it looked like he's heading across here to the other side of the river to try and change the angle on some of the tanks he was battling. As you can see from the mini-map, the tanks on the other side are basically grouped together on the right side of the map. And by coming across the river, it's a bit of a dangerous place really. You're certainly exposed to arty, but here you can see he's found the object 277 there, and with the walls here, assuming you can see over them, you've got protection for your hull, so it's really just very good for tanks with hard turrets to fire from here. But you can see he's just looking for those angles, and he'll have to move up quite a bit closer now to the other end of this wall to be able to get another spot which might expose him to more fire, and particularly from Artie. So he's just looking for that E75. In fact, now he's found a few more there. He's got T10. Goes through the armour there. No, not a problem. Well, that one bouncy. He's bouncing shots back from the ML, and again, that's because he's between his turret. And there you go. Artie's managed to find him and damage his gun and take out some of his crew. But so he's now just repairing that. His repair kit's already on cooldown, so his gun will have to wait. But this is fairly short range here, so it shouldn't make much difference. Anyway, his team is down by a couple of thousand hit points and 2 tanks, so he needs to pull his finger out here if he's going to make an impression on this game. There's the 75. It's just seeing the top of the turret. He's still got a damage gun, so his dispersion basically is a bit out. He needs to get his gun repaired before taking longer range shots there. But he's getting some spotting damage from there. But he's already over 3,000 hit points of damage, so already over the hit points of his tank. And he's just found an E75 he can get some help from. Here, just changing the angles, looking for a gap that he can fire through without exposing too much of his tank. That's good gameplay there. But yeah, not getting really any sight lines on that E75. It is spotting him and getting him some assisted damage from that. And I'm not sure what that E75 is doing. He's really, okay, he's certainly facing this way, but it doesn't seem to be aware of what he's facing. Okay, he's just found the repair kit available and he's repaired his gun. See his aim circle got a lot smaller just then. He's down to his last 2 heat rounds. So he's going to have to work out how to hit targets with his APCR and penetrate, which potentially means changing angles. So again here just side scraping, or reverse side scraping. The side of the turret goes through no problem. And also picks up some good spotting damage. One more shot, that's the end of that E75. I think he's decided not to waste his heat round on that. Maybe the Artie will pick him up pretty shortly, so he'll just have to respot him. There he is. And he's not getting any fire in from that E75. He's probably worked out he doesn't have a shot or whatever. Come on, Artie, do your job. There we go. Oh. No kill there, so must have missed. And the 75's gone dark, so yeah, Mallow decides, alright, well, no point hanging around here. Not going to get any much more damage out of there. It's only another 28 hit points for that thing. Ah, there you go, he's found an SU-130 PM trying to sneak up around the corner. Hasn't spotted Mallow. 1 hit in, and he gets taken out. The rest of his damage done by the FV4005. See, as soon as he does that, he's gotten into an Artie safe position. Knows he's been spotted, doesn't want to be a target. And again, just looking for any more traffic coming from that direction across the bridge.
I appreciate it.
And the Artie takes out the E75. So he thanks him and gets on his way. Now, what he's doing now here is just relocating across the map and heading towards where tank destroyers normally play. You can see he's got a couple of TDs at the back there. So he's just going down the side of the map here. Try to stay out of vision of potentially other tank destroyers. So a nice ditch down here he can get into, which gives you pretty good coverage all the way across. There he goes. Now just spotted just as he went in there, object 704. But I think he also lit the 704 up, so 704's been taken out. And you see he's got coverage all the way down here. So you can pop up here and he's found a Lanson C there. It's behind some hard cover. So he's going to just drive right up to him. Hasn't been spotted yet. He'll be spotted in a second. Good drive by, it takes him out. And there's a Striv there, but the Striv is down there on the other side of the hill. In fact, which way is the Striv facing? I think he's facing this way. No, Striv's decided to run away. Well, that's good news for Mello because that means his gun is going to be very inaccurate. So even if he tries to fire, it's not going to go anywhere near him. Gets one shot in. Waiting for other people to shoot him. Does he get another shot? Yes, he does, but that just bounces off the roof of the Striv. Yeah, he's got a 100mm gun, so it's not going to overmatch the top armour of the Striv. It's 40mm, I think, so you need to be a 122mm gun to penetrate the roof at these angles. But he's lining him up again, gets another shot in. Striv's decided now to stop and reload. He's going to get into siege mode, but too late. Gets taken out, and that's the end of the Striv. Now, not getting many kills here. Hello, he's got one kill, but I think he's certainly lining up for a Confederate medal, I think, with this. Gets one shot into the Canadian Jagdpanzer, gets another one in. That one goes into his tracks, so nice angling there, and the Canadian Jagdpanzer decides he better run away. Don't think Mello's going to let him go anywhere. Gets his second kill. That takes him to, he's nearly 6,000 damage here. Can he get to 6,000? Let's see. No, probably not enough hit points left. There's only one SPG left. If he's got 500 hit points, that might get him to 6k. So let's just cross our fingers there and see if he's going to find him. Well, good driving there, Mello. That's an immovable object. No, there he spotted him. One shot in. No, he's 450. 304 down. Is he going to get the second shot in? Yes, he does. That takes him over 6,000. And that is the battle. So, well done there, Mello. Let's go and have a look at the detailed results. So that was an Ace Tanker Mastery badge there for Mello. He got the high caliber award for the most damage in the game, Steel Wall, for blocking more than 1,000 hit points of damage, and he got the Confederate medal as well, as we thought. And he also picked up the Scout medal for spotting at least 9 tanks in the game. Let's have a look at the overall experience. 1284 base experience. I think for the T-22, the bottom of the Ace is about 1200, so managed to get there. Best support there from the FV4005, and on the other side, yeah, just the heavy tanks in the middle look like they did the most. The opposite T-22 did 3,000 damage, so he'd probably be reasonably happy with that, but didn't get a lot out of the game otherwise. 36 shots fired, 28 hit, and 20 of those penetrated. We did lose a bit of money there from all that premium ammunition, so end up with a net loss of 67,000, but I think he'd be pretty happy with the result, and so therefore congratulations Mello, and thanks for the replay.